The Spirit of God gave me a prophetic word for America and wants to come here and for the church. My name is Ty Jackson. I typically don't release my prophetic words from YouTube or through YouTube, through Instagram, through TikTok. I typically only release my prophetic words that God gives me through Facebook. You could go to my Facebook. I have a documented and dated prophetic track record that dates all the way back to around 2016 of 300 plus prophetic words that have come to pass or partially come to pass that's still being fulfilled in that track record. I'm going to start posting them here to my YouTube. I just recently started posting more here on YouTube. So expect a lot more prophetic words and prophetic fulfillments being displayed here. All right. Now listen, the Lord began to show me America. For years, the Lord's been talking to me about America and her end result. Right now, God's giving America an opportunity to repent. Ultimately, America won't repent. And because America ultimately won't repent, America will ultimately cease to exist. And prior to that, heavy selective judgments will increase. And I believe that we're going to see that in the years ahead. All right. Now, there are certain things that can be prayed against in 2024. If not prayed against, it's going to be some more record-breaking storms, record-breaking things to take place. So if you're a believer, pray against it so it won't happen. Because the Bible talks to us and teaches us how to bring things in arbitration, how to bring things that God is set up to happen, pray against it, and we position ourselves in intercession. God stops it for a time. So we need to do that. Now listen, there's a time coming in America in the future where America will continue to dwindle away, almost like she becomes very anorexic. I saw America like a woman, and I saw her skin deteriorating, the fat deteriorating, and I saw her become anorexic to the point that she looked like a skeleton. Wild beasts were released all throughout America from the hand of God. And these beasts, it's nothing like compared to now. I mean, like, America is a wasteland. They're going through looking for food. How can I put this? It's almost like they're released from zoos and they go forth throughout America and they're going around in different places where people would normally be, and they're roaming those places. Some of them own those places at this point in time that I see. Now, this is an important component for the church. This is before the tribulation period. I don't believe the church will be on the earth during the tribulation period, because Revelation chapter 3, verses 10 and 11 states, "Since you have kept my command to persevere, I'll keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come to test those that dwell on the earth." And God, Jesus, who is God in the flesh, goes on to say that he is coming soon. The Apostle Paul says that the church is not appointed to wrath. The wrath of the Lamb is the first part of the tribulation, the sealed judgments, Revelation 6:16. The wrath of the Father, of course, we see that is the bowl judgments. The church is not appointed to any of that. The 7-year tribulation is the end of a 490 total year time period mentioned in Daniel chapter 9, where God makes a complete redemptive process with Israel. Okay? The tribulation is called the time period of Jacob's trouble, and it's to test those of the world, not the church. But I had to say that before I say this. I believe that this is before the tribulation, where America will look anorexic, and something for the church at that point in time. The Lord began to show me that something like tribes were going to arise within the church. Now, these tribes weren't demonic by any means. They weren't division as we see denominations now. No. You could probably hear right now different churches using the lingo, "This is my tribe, find my tribe, that's my tribe," right? And I'm not saying that they're faking. I am not saying that they're playing church. I'm not saying that. But I don't think many of them understand the prophetic significance that this will hold in the future. During this time period of America, I see one body of believers, one church here in America. Of course, the church is spread throughout the earth, but I see one church here in America, one body. But I see almost like the arms, the legs, and I'm using an analogy, all right? The head and all of that is their own tribe. So like you'll have a group here that does similar functions, a group there that does similar functions, group there that does similar functions. Now, of course, everybody will gather together for fellowship and worship like they did in the early church. But aside from that, I see where they will all be in their own respective groups, okay? And it'll be something like whenever somebody, let's just say, and I'm giving an example, somebody needs healing. They're going to go over here to this group of believers that God has specialized with the gift of healing. And then they're going to go over there because at this point in time that I'm seeing, hospitals, doctors, doesn't look like it's going to be readily made available to everybody. Okay, this is a bad time. And they're going to go over there. And when they go over there, then, God's going to heal them. There's going to be people that need direction. They're going to see the prophets over here. They're going to go over there to the prophets, the tribe of prophets. And, you're going to see, the tribe of apostles. And I'm just naming, examples. Okay. People, even though we're one body and we're going to fellowship as one during this time period, there will be tribes, groups that will specialize in various points, and people will travel to talk and associate with each of these tribes in towns, cities, different areas across America. All right. America won't repent. Ultimately, she won't. Right now, America is seeing the grace of God, the hand of God, but ultimately, America will not repent. I don't profess to know when God's going to cause this big cataclysmic event to happen to America. But in 2017 and 2018, I prophesied Rona. YouTube took my other video down. I prophesied Rona. And you could go to my Facebook page and see it. It happened the way that God said it would happen. Biosuits, sickness going around, known by its fever, lab, all that. And what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing in a similar fashion. Some of you may not be alive when this happens. Some of you may be on the glory. But if you're alive when this happens, I want to encourage you. Stay with the Lord. Stay with Jesus. Draw close to him. And people, they call many of those that say this doom and gloom prophets. When America turns her face from God and spits in God's face, that's not a time of happiness. Sure, we can have different spurts of happiness. We can enjoy the life that God gave us. But overall, happiness doesn't come from that. What happiness comes from spitting in the face of God? Nothing at all. But America, the Lord is still warning you to repent. But like in Ezekiel, ultimately, you won't repent. As God told Ezekiel, warn the people, but they ultimately won't listen. That's how America is right now. If you don't know Jesus, get to know him. Romans 10:9. Go to my TikTok page, Ty Jackson 1117, and click my pinned video to get saved, all right? If you like content like this and you want to see more, you can hit subscribe. Now, this is aside from this, okay? At the end of each month, I do classes. I'm doing a class on evangelism at the end of this month. I'm going to be teaching about apologetics, how to defend the faith against Muslims, against agnostics, atheists, and more. If you want to be a part of that, what you want to do is go to my bio and click the Eventbrite link in my bio to join. It's not live, it's pre-recorded. So if you work, you have the links to watch at a later date. All right? See you guys.